Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing a quick non-spoiler review of Batman Spawn issue number 1, which just came out at the time of this recording. From Image Comics and DC Comics, it's an intercompany crossover. First one of those we've had in a really long time between any of the major publishers. I just got done reading it. In this video, I'm going to give you my honest thoughts and a score out of 10 at the end, but no spoilers. I'll show some of the interior artwork. And we've got Todd McFarlane writing this book, and the artwork is by Greg Capullo. Right off the bat, I'll say I did enjoy this issue. You've got a $6.99 price tag on here. So it is kind of like a prestige format issue. I think you get your bang for your buck in my opinion because you've got a nice cardstock cover by Capullo here. I just got cover A, but there's a bunch of really cool variants for this. There's like one that has Spawn standing over Batman. Although I think DC is actually the one that officially published this issue. They can't have two publishers publish something. So DC is the one who actually published it, which means that Todd McFarlane broke his streak of only working for Image Comics, right? Am I wrong there? I feel like that's kind of breaking his streak because he has this whole thing where he never rejoined Marvel and DC like all the other Image Comics founders. Whatever, that's just my take on that though. Let's get into the review though. I really did enjoy this issue. I think probably the weakest point was just Todd McFarlane's scripts. I've never been that big of a fan of his writing style, but I think some people might be. Just kind of like a cheesy superhero style. You can't really expect anything too out of the ordinary out of this issue, but Greg Capullo's artwork is amazing throughout. It's just really well done. I haven't read too much of his work, but he worked extensively on Spawn and Batman. Batman wrote with Scott Snyder, and he obviously penciled for Todd McFarlane, so he's the perfect artist for this. Look at this amazing double-page spread. So I'd say pick up this issue just for the artwork alone. The story, on the other hand, without getting into too many spoilers, I thought it was kind of weak. Honestly, wasn't that big of a fan of it. And I didn't think the dialogue was that well written, but there were some really cool character moments. Basically, the Court of Owls is involved in a certain way. And I will preface this by saying that I actually don't know anything really about Batman currently in DC Comics. I think maybe this wasn't set in continuity because I noticed that Alfred was in the issue. Isn't he still supposed to be dead right now in DC? I don't know. Maybe he recently got resurrected or something. I'm not the person to ask about that because I know nothing about DC. I also am not necessarily that caught up on Spawn stuff. The only Spawn's universe title I'm picking up right now is Gunslinger Spawn, and this centers around Al Simmons Spawn, obviously. This is also not the first time that they've done one of these crossovers. There were a couple other Batman Spawn crossovers that happened in the 90s. They recently put out a collection, DC and Image did together, collecting those original ones. But in this issue, they act like they've never met each other before. So I think I already showed that. So I've never actually read those originals, so who knows why those don't really tie into this. You get about 48 pages of content, though. Greg Capullo draws all 48, so that really is what makes this issue worth it, like I keep saying. But yeah, honestly, my favorite part of the script, though, that Todd McFarlane wrote was just like the comparison between characters. How Batman and Spawn both lost someone in their lives. He lost Wanda, his wife, and Bruce Wayne obviously lost his mom, Martha Wayne. So it ties in some of those connections to their past. It ends up being that Spawn comes into the DC universe instead of vice versa. So it's interesting to see him interacting with a couple members of Batman's Rogues Gallery. And overall, it was a really enjoyable issue. I just think maybe the writing could have been a little bit better. But some interesting plot points. I really loved the art. Can't stress that enough. So definitely that makes it worth picking up. And pick up one of those variant covers. I think the main cover is not really the best bet. Probably the one with Spawn standing over is cooler, just in my opinion, though. I don't want to get controversial here. But as for score out of 10, I always give you guys something out of 10 for these single issue reviews. For this issue, it is just a one shot. I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10. The artwork was so exceptional that it really brought back the not that well written story for me. But I did enjoy some aspects of the story, and overall, I definitely think this is worth the price tag, and it's just really cool for an event like this to happen. Even though it's just a one shot, just like a complete crossover between companies was exciting. So I was looking forward to this, and it did pretty much pay off for me. That's about it, though. If you guys already read Batman Spawn #1, let me know your thoughts on it down in the comments section below. And if you like this review, if you got some good info from it, be sure to show some more support by subscribing to the channel. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you in the next comic review. Bye, guys.